So I usually like to keep to myself. I mind my own business. I am not a nosy person. And I'm walking by myself, and this girl comes up to me, and she starts talking, of course, with a mask on. And I'm looking at her like, what? I could not understand her. Maybe it's because she had a young feminine voice. I don't know what it was, but I was struggling. And she's talking. It feels like she's trying to ask me for something. I don't know. But then the girl said, hey. And then I caught it. The high-pitched voice. And I had to say, sorry, I just can't understand you. She said, okay, that's fine, whatever, and walked away. Well, at that moment, it made me feel like, what? Like, these masks with my hearing aids are not working at all. It's all jumbled. My brain felt fried.
Deaf and hard of hearing people, people with auditory processing disorders, autism, and many other people with disabilities rely on lip reading and facial expressions. Our world relies on communication. About 40% of the sounds in the English language can be seen on the lips of the speaker. Deaf and hard of hearing people unintentionally become experts in this field. On January 30th, 2020, the WHO declared the COVID-19 outbreak a global health emergency. By March, quarantine and masks presented a new way of life.
Although lip reading is not a foolproof method and not every deaf or hard of hearing person can lip read, I do rely on it a lot. So masks make that impossible. And they also muffle the sound that I can hear. So masks make it so hard.
So my interactions with people got much harder with the hearing aids and the masks, and my hearing aids are demos. They don't really have the features or the special adjustments in order to help you hear. I just have one flat setting. Yeah, that. So I'm getting frustrated, and as time goes on, it's getting worse and worse.
And first of all, with masks, the type of hearing aids I have, they go behind my ears like this. With the masks, I take them off, they flung off. Like my hearing aids have flung into the abyss. And that's no good, because they're quite expensive.
The CDC recommended that people wear masks in public settings, at events and gatherings, and anywhere they will be around other people. Here's the key: masks completely cover your nose and mouth. Masks reduce visual cues, mouth movement and facial expression, while also decreasing the transmission of certain frequencies of sound that lend to the clarity of speech. There are 48 million deaf and hard of hearing individuals living in the United States. That's 430 million people worldwide. The coronavirus pandemic reintroduced some major barriers to communication. So much so that around the beginning of the pandemic, audiologists noticed an uptick in patients coming in with concerns about their hearing. As masks became the norm, even people who didn't realize they had hearing loss noticed they were struggling to understand speech.
I definitely prefer in person, especially when asking questions, experiencing things, getting hands-on, the whole 9 yards.
So I've definitely encountered many situations where people have gotten upset with me for not being able to hear or understand them when they're speaking to me through their masks. I've been yelled at and belittled to the point of crying. I had a panic attack when I was getting a COVID test because the worker got so mad at me for not being able to hear him.
Yeah, now I feel like I won't try as hard as I did before because I'll gesture with people, but if they don't gesture with me, then whatever, I'll just walk away because there's no point, they're wearing a mask.
Quarantine and social distancing had potentially serious mental and physical health consequences to the deaf community. There's a tough balance in respecting one's health and safety as a person and communicating patiently.
And to the cash register, I can't understand anything they're saying ever at the cash register.
Yeah.
And I'm always answering the questions wrong. And if I ever have someone with me, they'll tell me I'm answering every single question incorrectly because I'm guessing everything they're asking me. And I never know. They'll ask me how my day is, and I'll be like, Rachel Faye. That's what will happen every time. Or Tuesday, I'll answer everything wrong because I'm just guessing what they're asking me.
I was having such a hard time understanding this man because he's 6 feet away behind the counter with the mask on and speaking. I can't understand his voice, and I explained to him, hey, I'm deaf, I can't understand you. And this guy rolls his eyes like, oh my God, I have to deal with her. And I need some things, and he's being weird and continuing to speak through the mask. So I try to listen and strain my head as much as possible to hear. It was difficult, and he made me feel bad about myself. Like all I needed to do was get oil, and it was awful. He ruined my day, and that experience made me feel like such a burden, you know?
We're feeling frustrated, the masks, we can't lip read, we can't hear through the masks. It's a mess. So with your motivation to learn sign language, it can help us even a little bit and make our day.
Honestly, I appreciate any attempt that is made in terms of trying to communicate with me. If someone writes or gestures, or if they know a little bit of sign language and they're trying to use it, that makes a massive difference.
Lip reading and facial expressions are essential tools deaf and hard of hearing people use daily, and it's important to remind people that patience and kindness are what keep the community going.